Hey, hey, how are you?
Hey, hey, hey.
Here, let me had to sequester my older dog. She's a hot emotional mess right now, so I have her in the back room so that she's kind of by herself to calm down.
Oh, we understand. We got dogs in the back room for this interview, and then they'll be let out right after. So yeah, if we try to do this interview with them, they'd be all on our backs.
Oh yeah, and I mean my pocket's usually fine. He like the worst he does is snore, But she is. You probably, I don't know if you can hear her whimpering in the other room. I have we have a thunder shirt for her, so she's in her thunder shirt and she's in her crate in a dark room, so that way hopefully she'll go to sleep.
That's awesome. Y'all been having bad weather?
So I think tonight, my area, the Birmingham area, we are supposed to get hit. I want to say about 9-ish. And it probably will be on until about 10:30, something like that. They have us in a, I want to say in a tornado watch for the next several hours. So.
Oh, you be safe.
I mean, I'm from Kansas, so I just.
Yeah. Tornado.
Yeah, I've got my muck boots are literally just right over there sitting. I got my rain jacket. Got the leashes ready to go for the dog. Yeah, so I mean, I'm ready.
You ready to make that drive?
What's that?
You ready to make that drive this weekend?
Yeah. So I think so. It's about 5 hours and about anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes. So I'll leave here probably around. Wait a minute. Is Louisville Eastern?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So we're an hour ahead of y'all.
Well, I guess now's a good time to ask you when's everything starting, then, so I know when I need to be there.
Are you coming in Friday or Saturday? I know I've asked you, but I forgot.
Yeah, I'm actually coming in Saturday morning. I'll be staying there Saturday evening, but I will be coming in Saturday morning. So I'll get there. I hope to get there as the show starts.
Yeah, the doors open at 10 a.m. and then the show starts at noon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm going to keep telling myself 11 since that's really when it starts.
And I know y'all heard me too. Don't be showing up at 1 and 2. The bully community is terrible about that. I'll tell you what.
So there are, and I really appreciate hosts like yourselves who stick to that. Because I know Tone is also another one when he does his show, the Jacksonville. He's like, no, I will start without you. I don't care. And so people, I mean, they know better. They're just like, I mean, and that's the reputation that you kind of want to develop is so that people show up on time so you can have your event and people aren't there until 10 or 11 at night,
Yes, we took this show very seriously, and we hope people are taking us very seriously. We've gone out of our way to get, what we consider top-notch everything from the venue to the guest judges like yourself to the BRC to the trophies and the ribbonry and the sponsors. So want everyone to take us seriously, get there early, get on time and be ready to compete and have fun. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is one of those things where you do start to hear the chatter of other exhibitors, when you're like, well, where are you? It's like, I just got here, I just pulled up, because I try really hard to be like, that's why I'm always asking, like, when are you wanting to start the show? Because that's when I intend on being there, and I'll be like, talking to friends who be like, hey, where are you? And there's like, oh, well, the shows always start late, so I'm just going to show up whenever. I mean, it's a little different when they're just like, oh, I have this class of dog or this breed of dog or whatever, and those typically are shown later. Like, I
Yeah.
get that.
I
that
think the only
I
thing
do
that's
get.
going to get us to show later is something like that, or if we just have a record number of sales in there that we just didn't anticipate and people are still coming through the door,
Yeah.
we want to give everyone a fair chance. But I think a 2 hour leeway is pretty good.
No,
Shouldn't
I
shouldn't
agree.
take 2 hours.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, that gives people plenty of time to go ahead, get in, and get there. I don't know if you guys are doing wristbands or
Yeah.
whatnot, but gives them time to get in, at least get that out of the way. Go to their booths,
Yeah, get the
get
booth
their
set
dogs
up.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can come in Friday and get your booth set up early.
Yeah, if you're a booth member, we got the meet and greet pre-set up from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I know not everyone like yourself can make it in on Friday, but if you can, come on in. Go ahead and get your parking out of the way. Get your booth set up. That way you can come crawling in there a little later. You know what I mean? Sleep in a little bit on Saturday.
Hey, listen, some of those meet and greets get a little crazy. So is the meet and greet at the actual venue?
Yeah, it's at the venue. We hope you take the time to get your area set up. I know some people go extravagant. Some people are kind of, real easy, a little banner. Some people just you want the booth, you know what I mean? So no necessary setup, but yeah, use the time wisely. Also a good time, while the show isn't hectic and live and going on to catch you and catch up and get to know you a little more and won't be full on business like it's going to be Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Getting faces to names, and yeah, absolutely. Getting photo ops in. Do you guys have photographers that you have set up for this event, or do you just know several that are going to be there?
We just know several that's going to be there.
Yeah, we know several. Sierra will be there.
Okay, got it.
Toyota will be there as well. So that's two I know of for sure. I have DJ Cornette, who's one of the special guests, but he'll be going live as well as I know y'all will be going live. We'll be trying to go live as well. So there'll be a lot of photography, a lot of live going on. And I know there's going to be a ton of photography going on. So with that in mind, make sure that you're ready to talk about yourself. You're ready to stack your dog in its best position. You don't want to get caught in no awkward angles because we all know what the internet does to us on
They're
that.
always watching.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, everyone's watching. You know what I mean. So be prepared. I know, and also while we're talking about it, Tuesday night bully talk will be in the building. So be prepared to talk about yourself and your kennel because they might pull you off to the side and ask you who you are and what your name is, what your kennel is, where to find you, all your info. So just be ready to talk about yourself. Be ready to market and bring your best self.
Absolutely, yeah, because we're judging part of the fun show and everything, and like, but before then, you've got 2 sanctioned BRC shows, so it's like we're gonna have plenty of time to meet everybody. So definitely be prepared. We'd love to meet even more people. This will be a newer area for us, so I know that we're as a team, we're very, very excited to get to know more individuals, see something we hadn't seen in a minute. That don't travel south as often. So I think it's going to be incredible. So I'm very excited and honored that you guys thought about, having us not even just show up, but be part of it. So yeah, thank you for that.
Absolutely, no problem. After this one, it's going to be home away from home. So get ready for more.
I'm here for it. Absolutely. This I'm hoping that everything goes beautifully. You have a great turnout. This becomes a tradition because I know that me and the crew, would love to be a part of that tradition. So
Absolutely. absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're inviting everyone out to come be a part of history. This is big for Louisville and the Midwest. We've made a lot of promises to everyone, and we're ready to make good on them. Over a year coming, so no corners cut. We need everyone to show up and participate. We've been preaching for a long time now. There's going to be, I mean, when we started this, we were preaching there's going to be XLs in the building, a lot of XLs, heavy XL influence, and it is. There is. There's going to be a really big attendance, maybe record breaking for this area. But it turned out to be a thing. I mean, every category is going to be in the building. It's just going to be a great turnout. I can't begin to tell you the amount of love and support we're getting, not only on social media, but more or less in the inbox about how excited people are that the opportunity is here local to them and they're coming out. I have a lot of people telling me they don't come out to shows anymore, but they're going to come out to this one. Down to people who are injured and don't even really, it's going to take everything that they have to make it to this show. And they're going out of their way to come to this show. So we invite everyone to come do the same. It's going to be worth your while.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. So again, go ahead and tell us the name of the show, where it's going to be, and when.
Okay. May 24th, Louisville, Kentucky, at the Kentucky Expo Center. Pull up or shut up, 2025. It's up to you guys if there's going to be more, but what it sounds like, there'll be more to come.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, guys, don't forget to bring out those big dogs to Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. Friday for the meet and greet, and an early setup if you want to. And then obviously the show starting at noon on Saturday on the nose. So hope to see you there. Pull up or shut up, baby.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate it. And thank you for your time. And we're going to let you get on with your actual guest tonight. So thank you for having us come on these past couple of weeks, helping us promote the show and being a part of it. We will see you Saturday. Thanks.
See you Saturday, gentlemen.
See y'all.
All right. Let's see here. Let's get. All right. Right. All right, let's get my folks on. Oh, hey, new stuff. Yeah, we'll definitely be excited to see you there. So it's gonna be super fun. So I'm excited to be part of it. I mean, it's one of those things where we love to show support to our own community, but we also love to show support for, like, as far as locality. But we also love to show support for incredible people that have, great motivation, and they're positive influence on, the overall community. And so I'm super proud of these gentlemen and, the show they're putting together. Yeah, it's definitely an honor to be asked to be a part of it. So hopefully we'll see a ton of people there. I'm hoping to see a lot of XLs. So hopefully, if you've got those big dogs, bring them out. You're going to have competition. There's going to be some beautiful animals out there. So you're going to have competition. So bring your best, for sure. Oh, so wow! I didn't know you were that close. Where are you located, New South? I saw New South and I was like, where in the South? Nice. Okay, let me see if I can. Right outside of Elizabethtown. Oh, okay. All right. Nice. Yeah, it's going to be, I think for me, yeah, it's about five and a half for me too. Yeah, except for I'm coming from Alabama. Um, oh, got Michael. Good dog.
What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just waiting for these storms to roll in about an hour or
Well,
less.
we've had storms for the better part of the last 2
I
weeks.
feel like I keep seeing that entire stretch, literally from like Oklahoma and Kansas over for like the last like several days. I'm like, y'all can't catch a break right now. It's the worst.
It is the worst. I had a last minute emergency.
Uh-oh.
I was outside. I was greasing my truck and stuff for getting ready for tomorrow, and I kept hearing this little meet 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 meet, and I was like, "Is that a baby chicken?" And then I was trying to find it, and I was like, well, maybe its mama will come get it. And then I kind of sat back and watched a minute, and I heard it, and she's not coming to get it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I better investigate a little bit. So I ended up lifting up a mower, and it was up under the mower. I guess she had it under the blade or something, or
Yee.
I don't know if I got to try to look see if there's more under there or what, but it didn't look old enough to wander. And
Yes. It was
so
pushing.
I did find it. It was alive. It was quite cold. It never looked like it had been dried all the way, so it wasn't like
Oh,
a
okay.
standing up chick, maybe just born. I
Yeah.
don't know. And
Brand new.
yeah,
Brand new. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you
So
get it to an incubator, or do you guys incubate, or do you just place her with
well,
hen?
I tried to place her with her mom, but her mom was freaking out, and I couldn't figure out where the other chicks were, if there was any.
Yeesh.
And so, like, may not have been the right mom. I just don't know what was going on there. But so I caught my neighbor outside. She's got a bunch of chickens too. And I said, you want to take care of this bird? I got to get on the show. I'll be back. So
I'm back to collect my
I
baby.
barely come in and I scratched my head right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-mm.
Right there. Boy, got it
Oh,
good, man.
ow. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I saw that.
Barely got in and just washed my hands and tried to run in here. But
Make sure you clean the wound. Shit. You're like,
I
I
know.
washed my hands. I'm like, did you wash your head?
No, I haven't washed my head yet.
Might wanna.
I got
You might wanna.
I got quite a bit of Viking in me, so maybe I'll be all right.
But you washed your
I,
hands though, and that's important.
I did wash my hands, yes.
You're a mess. You're a mess, sir.
Yes.
Caleb's watching. He's he has to watch like clandestinely. He's got a family thing. He's
Oh,
at right now. So he said
doesn't
that
get
he's like, I'll try to sneak in and watch a little bit when I can. So bless him for trying. But and then Bruce, I think, is running a little bit behind as well. I don't know if he got caught by either of those two trains.
and our guest.
And our guest, he was on a second ago when I was speaking with Stuart and Sean about their upcoming show. And then when I tried to add him, it was like, can't do it. I was like, what?
Well,
So I said,
through.
yeah. So let me see if it'll. Nope, still won't let me. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna try and mess.
Excuse me.
Bless.
I tell you what, I just watched the weirdest little clip.
Really?
Kind of got my brain turning. Yeah, they were saying that right now AI is at a level of intelligence that it's smart enough to know that whatever it's here to do, it has to lie to us because it's lying to us. And so when we ask it, so the smartest human being on the planet's got an IQ of like 200 or close to it. There's
Yeah, yeah.
nobody that exceeds 200. AI is at 1600 right now, and which is scary. But what's scary is it's smart enough to know that whatever it's doing, it can't be honest with us about it, and they know it's lying to us. For example,
That's up.
when we asked it where its power source is coming from, it lied to us Raul's on here. He knows because I sent him the video.
Don't be
And
sending me no flat earther
so-
stuff. I'm
So the
kidding.
first thing that human beings think they're going to do to try to combat this is to do something like Neuralink, which is that thing that goes in your brain that Elon Musk has been working on, and it's
Oh.
little fine fabric cables that go into your brain. And the benefit of it is, like, if your spine is broken and your brain's not getting signals, so you're paralyzed, or your pain receptors are causing you to have constant pain, they think they can get around all of that. The function of a limb, anything, right?
Yeah.
Uh, they can't get to deep conscious stuff yet, but Neuralink is scary. And yeah, we're all said Mark of the Beast. It's scary stuff, but they're saying that um, if you don't take on something like that, then AI will be so much smarter than us that we won't be able to stand to it at all. That Neuralink is the only
Simply
thing.
unplugging it and just not plugging it back in won't work anymore, will
Well,
it?
no, they said that because that's what they said. We'll just. That's what funny you say that. That's what the video says. It's like, we'll just cut the damn power off the thing, And they're like, you can't. And then when you ask it where it's getting its power from, it's not even telling you the truth. So it's like,
Well, what's funny though is Siri. Like Siri's been doing that since before, like AI became this massive. Like when Siri came out, you'd ask her weird questions and she would be kind of
yeah,
iffy about how she'd answer. And I just remember being like, okay, y'all, that's a little frightening. I don't know
it's
about all this.
all a little trippy, man. I tell you what. And then and something's going on right now with AI, because I use Chat GPT for different things,
Mm-hmm.
and I had just something cool you can do. You can ask Chat GPT a series of questions to have it better understand your intentions for its function, and so it can cater to you specifically better. And I was going through all that, and I said, while we're at it, let's write down all the details of all the dogs in my kennels: birthdays, heat cycles, breeding intentions, you know, plans to breed to this dog or that,
Yeah.
all of it, any details I have about each individual dog. So I created a profile for each dog and put all the details I could list. And then I came up with a chosen series of words to be able to get Chat GPT to take me back to this place in its memory bank, and I could look over this information at will, right?
Yeah.
And it told me it could do that, no problem. And it did, and we went through it all. And like the next day, I got on there and was like, "Hey, show me all the information about my dogs." And so it did.
That's
Now
creepy.
it's been like a week, and I went back and said, "Show me all the information about my dogs." And what's crazy is it had some of it right and some of it wasn't, which is a weird thing for ChatGPT. It don't fuck around like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it so it had like it had Freya's birth date right, but then it said she was 10 months old instead of a year and 10 months. And things like it even said 2023 on there, but then it said, but it had the wrong age for her. Weird. Like some of the little things like that were off. And I said, "Hey, what's going on with you? I gave you this information the other day, and this is how I gave it to you. Look in your data, and
Yeah.
now you're telling me back something different." And it said, "You're right, my bad. I'll get on top of it. Like, tell me the correct information and I'll put it back in here." It was
I
weird.
don't tell you nothing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Hey,
What?
Keashan, how are you?
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up? What's up?
Not
What's up?
doing
What's
too
up,
bad.
man?
Not doing too bad. Sorry about the delay. There was every time I tried to add, Michael was the only one that popped on immediately after he sent me a request to join. So I think that's what Bruce has to do next. He tried to, and it said I couldn't add him to a technical issue, but it did that to him last week. So he'll be with us in just a second after he hops out and hops back in.
Oh, no
But
problem.
anyways, welcome. We're happy to have you on.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
What you got going today, man?
Hey, thank you. You too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. What you got going?
Man, daddy duties.
Hey, hey, I
That'll
get
do it.
that.
That'll do it. That'll do it for sure.
Speaking
Daddy
of that,
Um,
duties.
I got my mail wandering. He's peeing his way towards the
Oh,
neighbor's
what's up?
yard right now.
of course he is. Naughty, naughty, naughty. So let's see here. So I don't know. how much you've watched our show. Hopefully a lot, because that'd be flattering. But what we like to start with is letting you introduce yourself to the viewers. So your name, your kennel, your program, any other companies you have, and how you got into bullies in the first place.
I got you. Well, I'm Keashan Holmes. I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I'm the owner of and founder of Marathon Kennel Club. I've been dealing with bullies. What's up, Bruce? I've been dealing with bullies for 4 to 5 years now. Um, how I got in with the dogs first. We had a pet, the pit bull area, whatever. Skipping that. We had a show out here in Pensacola, Florida, back in 2020, and I believe Lehman was one of the guys that was in the ring. Um, Not Lehman. Corey was in. Fam. A lot of the OGs now were in the ABKC ring. So I didn't know what was going on. I just was into dogs, really. So I just watch. I probably went to 3 ABKC shows in Pensacola to really say, like, this is what I wanted to do. My mentor is my uncle. His name is Karma King on Facebook. I got my first actual show dog from him. He has a grand champion Shamrock son, which is known as Champion Triple T. Um, the last show I went to, that's when I studied and I learned the point system, and that's when I said, okay, I want to give this a shot. So he started training me on FaceTime. He started giving me the knowledge, not even just with showing dogs, but to what to watch out for. And the
Yeah.
main thing he always told me was to, when you create a wave, you always protect it. So I showed for the very first time. That's when I met Nate Main Event Robinson. Also, Nate Main Event Robinson um, made my logo. I met him through Lowe's Bullies as well. One of my first shows was Boss Move. Um, it was a fun show or something. That's when I knew then. I said I still had a lot to learn. I knew how to stack and all that stuff, but I didn't
Yeah.
know the gate. I didn't know all the things I needed to know. But it just was a consistent thing. I just stayed consistent. I had days to where I felt like I was doing it wrong. I didn't want to do it no more. We all been there. But
Oh, oh yeah.
I just can all I can say is, man, I just continued and continued and continued and continued. And um I champed my first female out in ICBR that same that same run when I started off. So I was probably showing for 4 months. I already champed my first female out, which was that same one.
Nice.
Uh, but
Nicely done.
with Nate, we started hitting a few shows together, and it just started progressing a lot more. And I learned a lot from Nate as well too, as far as uh, when it came to showing. Since he judges, he gave me a lot of pointers
Yeah.
as well too.
Oh yeah.
Um, so my first time, so that fast forwards that my first time showing in ABKC was probably in 23.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably in 23. No, it was probably in 22. That was my first time showing in ABKC. I showed his dog Kano. Didn't know anything about ABKC
Yeah.
or anything.
Kano's a good dog.
hmm So
Kano.
look, my dog and Kano, my dog is a grand champion Wheezy, which is he just checked out at that BCR show in Cinco de Mayo. That's his second title. We're fighting for our third one,
Yeah.
and that's to be our. So they're half brothers, and they're both
Oh,
from the 504 Muscle Man's Bully Camp, which is that's also like that's also my family too. The owners are Kyle, Alfred, and Michelle Scott. They've been a big impact on my showing career and just being a big impact as far as just being family. Um, my daughter knows their says their names all the time. Like and I'll get to the bully versus part of it too. Um, I've only been in bully versus for almost a year now too as well. Um, my daughter, everybody in bully versus is like her uncle, so she knows everybody's names by heart. So she Uncle Nate, Uncle Tino, or Uncle Yuri, or Jari, or anybody else. Like we're all a big family, pretty much, man.
you
But
think she's gonna follow in your footsteps? Think she's get in the ring, or has she already?
she already is. She already
Well,
is.
I can speak
She's
in
a
from
real daddy
experience on
girl.
that, man. It's something when your kids get in it. It really is. I know
So there's nothing like it.
when my daughter does her thing, man, and I get to watch her out there and watching her hone in on it and ask questions, and it's something, dude. There ain't nothing like that. I promise you.
Man, it's da million times a day, man. A million times a day. She has a lot of my kennel shirts, our kennel shirts now. She has her own logo as well, but we won't put
Dang.
that out with her merchandise
Good.
until she makes her debut. She has her Bully versus shirt as well too. So it's like she's only 1 years old. She's very smart. She talks, walks around. Um, I've been training her as far as just getting comfortable with showing the dogs and everything. So I will hold her and I will gait around the yard with her in my arms as well too. And she's at to the point now to where she will hold the lead as I hold her. So it's just making baby steps.
Oh
She was
yeah.
supposed to come with me in Cinco de Mayo, but we did not know how the weather was going to be. So
Yes. Yeah. There was
it
definitely
was just,
some uncertainty there. We lucked out, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But I'll definitely be excited to see her come into her own and show what she's got, because just like Michael was saying, it's watching kids, especially when they're either yours or they're the children of people that are close to you, that you've watched grow up. There's truly nothing that competes with that. It's just, yeah, like I get teary eyed when I watch my friends' kids in the ring, like, and they win, and I'm like, oh my god, we're good,
She told me the
so
other
it's
day. She said, Dad, summer's here. School's almost over. I said, yeah, it is. You're gonna have a lot of time.
mm,
She said, yeah, about that. She's like, I want to know everything, and I'm like, what? And she's like, about the dogs and the dump truck and everything, and I'm like, you don't want to know none of that. What do you want to know that for? She's like, it's all gonna be mine, ain't it? I was like, yeah, I guess so.
mhm.
So my little mind, just my little heart, just lit up, man. Like
yeah.
for her to even be thinking like that and thinking about learning this stuff because she's got some time now in the summer. And
Mhm.
I tell you what, man,
That's awesome. Man,
yeah,
I'm excited for that, because that's definitely something to work towards, for the future.
hmm
Outside of obviously, just continuing to hone in your own skills and spreading the wealth as far as that's concerned. Do you have any plans for, like, any kind of breeding or studying out or anything along those lines?
Yes, actually. So I have a 1911's Hove granddaughter mashed up with Shamrock. She's going to be coming out as well to show, but
Sweet.
We're gonna take her to kill shot.
Oh yeah.
So
Nice.
it's and just doing and it's just we do everything like with a purpose and everything too. But just the history, that was one of Tone's like and one of the guys I've learned from is Tone Roland as well too. He Xavier Bios was produced Grand Champion Hove a while back, a long time before I was even around, even thinking about a dog, really. So just putting that history with each other is what I'm aiming to do with this, and it's going to be a very, very, very special breeding as well too. I'm looking forward to it. Wheezy has a lot of out of country breedings, lock-ins. We did at least three of them so far this year
Nice.
in the same spot, New Zealand. I also learned that from just by watching Tone, just everything I needed to know and learn, and some of the Bully versus guys as well too.
Well, what kind of stuff
Oh yeah.
are you learning?
As far as like with, I would say I'll start with Bully versus. So, um, we've all known each other, but we've all never clicked up and just said, okay, we're going to start. They were Bully versus was already Bully versus before I was involved. Um, Nate, the thing with Nate is if I have like different questions like standards or like stacking or different styles of dogs or how I can stack a different style of a dog because I've always been used to stacking classics or it just pockets, XLs. I had to learn all of that from Nate. With gating the XL, you have to move a little quicker with gating the X with XLs, pretty much. I learned that from also watching Caleb and Bruce too.
Yes.
But just mainly the things my how to say it, my ring presence, my ring performance, like performing in the ring.
Mhm.
That's I would say I got better when I joined Bullet Versus because we all teach each other something. It's
Yes.
always something to learn. We all
Hmm.
build each other up, really.
That's what you need, man. It's. I mean, you were talking about earlier how you were taking pointers, one experience at a time, and when you start finding somebody who you can like, even if it's just somebody or a group of people that, I mean, they want to see you succeed. Um, just when you find those people, you just support each other, you teach each other everything that you guys know. I mean, there's nothing, that
Camaraderie is a big deal.
Mhm. Massively,
Yes.
massively. So it's important. So I'm glad that you have that group of people to support you and to teach you and to learn from you. That's the other thing is like you have so much to offer. And you may not even be aware of it until you're in conversation with somebody and they're like, why? I never even thought about it that way. I never even, conceived of that, considered it, just whatever. Like you contribute more than you know
Right.
because you learn from so many people. Like you'd be shocked. You'd be absolutely shocked.
Hey, Keyshawn, man, I watch your dogs and everything. I don't know, have you produced anything? Because all your dogs kind of like look alike. They got the same pheno.
Hmm.
And I noticed one thing about you. Um, I really never seen that before. How you stack them? It's like they hocks they be sitting on their hocks. I guess I have to point that out to you. How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going. I know
It's like
exactly where you're
the
going.
rear, like it drops and the ambulation cuts
Yeah,
It
yeah,
out.
drops.
yeah. Man, I said, man, how you do that?
Mhm.
I'll say this, and that's where I would have to continue right there with when I handled Kano. That's when I knew I had to kind of upgrade my yard for real, because Kano was a different type of dog I've ever other than my own.
Mm. Love that
For real.
dog.
So, Kano, like I said, Kano is based out of 504. I learned the squat pretty much. That's what is a nickname for it from Nate. And I will say as well, Corey, Polly with Street Shark.
Mm.
Um, um, just it's just the same thing with the bully versus thing, but more than likely it was that's Nate's style. And Kano and Wheezy are both basically built the same. You
Yeah.
know, they have the same dad. So I learned how to stack exactly like that with Kano pretty much. And that's just holding the lead and I just lift the hawk up slowly and then they just rise down. Just
Mm.
real slowly. So it's just like a up down type of situation.
Yeah, some people when they post a hawk, it's a not a violent, but it's abrupt back,
Arm is
And
better.
I mean, the way you do it is meticulous, and it's something. It's really something to watch. And
It's
the way that you do things is very slow and very calculated, um, which can
yeah.
be very refreshing because everyone else, they walk in, myself especially. You walk in, you're on pen and like you're just like no, just stack, just stack, just stack, just stack, just go, oh my god, just stack, just stack. So you're trying to get things done as quickly as possibly, which can also, which obviously stresses out the dog depending on your dog. Some dogs just look at you like, god, you're the worst, but I'll do it, whatever.
Mhm.
um but you are, it's like fluid. It's very, very interesting to watch. So I liked seeing that method because it obviously worked. You know.
It's sometimes it took a while to perfect it. Because I was just used to just sitting in the back and not loading them up.
Yeah.
Um, but once I was able to start perfecting it, and I had to teach Wheezy, so me and Wheezy both had to learn together because he didn't really sit in his stack when I got Wheezy. Wheezy was like 11 months old when I got him officially, and I started working with him, and I only had 2 weeks to really train him for the show in on the coast, excuse me. But once I seen him perform, I knew then I said, yeah, we're gonna have to do something because I
It's not there
don't
yet.
it's not there yet. He's not there yet. So once I just practice, and it just really became natural for Wheezy. For Adam, I seen the comment about like with moving around in the ring. It really just depends on the type of dog that you have. Just like I'd say, like with the XLs, of course,
Yep.
some XLs you're gonna have to move a little quicker than you are with the pocket. Like my like my uncle New South, he's part of Bullet versus two. He always said speeds them up. Some dogs you can speed up, some dogs you don't really have to. Like with Wheezy, he doesn't have to really move that fast. He's like it's like a walk on the beach
Hmm.
for him, you
Yeah.
know. It's certain dogs like him, like I would have to speed up just a little bit. It really just depends on the dog, really.
Yeah. It definitely
But
does.
I like
when,
to see how fast. What I do is I'll get them out there before the show in the ring, and I like to see how fast I can gate the dog before it gallops.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Before it becomes a cancer. Yeah.
some dogs will run their feet a lot quicker without galloping than another. And
Hmm.
so I kind of get a read on where that gallop speed is for them, and I just keep them a little under that, where I can walk them nice and fast and pretty, where it looks like they're floating, without making them hop.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, like you said, has a lot to do with the height of the dog and different things. But sometimes, like pressure, my dog pressure, it I I almost have to like really run to make him gallop. Like he'll flick those little feet so fast, you
Hmm.
almost you can't run around the ring quick enough to make him hop.
yeah.
He's just a quick walker, man. He's That's his jam. That's his
Yeah.
thing. But that's how
Yeah.
that's kind of how I cover it. And I like what you said about setting the feet. And one thing I do there is I don't like to reposition them. I like to set my
What they
feet
roll into.
one good time and place them
Hmm.
where I want them, and then that way it's not a bunch of fumbling and resetting and adjusting and looking and
Yeah.
all that. Like I can take a good look the first time and set the foot and then leave it. You know,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I feel like the judges pay attention to that fluidity.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
really
the
do.
less
You know.
yeah, the less effort the less corrections you have to do. Sometimes that obviously is more appealing to certain judges. I know that one of the things I've had to do is I've had to literally get to know my dogs on a really organic level because there's certain things that obviously you want to match, and just like New South, match your dog speed, not yourself. This is
Hmm.
kind of pulls into that kind of sentiment. I mean, you watch your dogs, watch what happens when they're at attention. Look, when they're
Hmm.
focused on anything, right? Watch how they roll into a free stack. They do it all the time. It's annoying. You'll be outside, perfect free stack, just because they thought they heard a squirrel somewhere, anywhere. And it's
Those.
the way that the stance that they take and the length of time they stand there.
Hmm.
That's another thing that I always kind of watched is how extended do they allow themselves to be before they're uncomfortable enough that they're like, I don't know why I'm standing like this. This is dumb. But like if they can sit there and they hold that position naturally, just because that's how they're looking for something, that's the honey spot right there. So if you can just reproduce that over and over and over again, that's like letting them roll into it. That's less correction you have to do anyways, because they naturally stand like that when they're focused anyways. And
Hmm.
you already know that you're not overextending or underextending them. You know that they're going to be comfortable standing that way for an extended period of time. So it's just,
Hmm.
it's learning your dog.
I had my guy tell me a little trick, man, and I haven't seen a lot of people use it, so it is definitely giving away some sauce. But I'm not one to gatekeep. That ain't my game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
I like to give it away. So he takes like a 2x4 on top of another 2x4 long ways, right? And then
Hmm.
and lay it as flat as you can lay a 2x, not on his tall side, but on his flat side. And you got two on top of each other, say 3 foot wide, and they're screwed together or whatever, and laying flat on the ground. Then 15 yards or so in front of that, he's got just a 2x4 on the ground,
Okay.
just a single one on the ground, 3 foot long, laying on the ground. And then 15 yards in front of that, he's got it painted on the ground, no board, right? And he starts about 10 yards or so before the first one. And they're not equal distance apart, so it's not like so many steps and do it. It's very random to
Right.
the dog. The distance is random. And he
Right.
walks them up and steps them up on the tall one where just their front feet are on the tall one, and they're across from each other. They're stacked in the front. And he pauses them there and sets the back feet, and then goes straight over it to the next one, and makes them stop like 1 foot and then the other up onto the board, and then stacks them, and then goes to the line and makes them
Right.
step onto the line with both feet, one and then the other, and then stacks them. And it teaches them that when you're going at a little bit of a speed and you start to slow down, like y'all are getting
You're
in
willing
sync
to
with
stop.
those steps to be boom boom
Hmm.
as you stop. So as they're coming to a
Make it.
stop, they learn to do that. And
That's clever.
yeah, and that routine makes them stop with their front feet stacked after they get used to it. As you
Yeah.
start to slow down, they take that dut, 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 and then they're like boom boom.
Yeah. It's like the slowing down of the
Yeah,
wheel.
and the
Yeah.
different height of the board kind of makes them focus on that posture. And then by the time they get to the third one, it's on the ground. I thought, man, that's pretty clever.
Well, it is pretty clever.
That is.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
you know
like
what?
Carl
that.
said he
You
made it a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Something easy to reward them for.
Hmm.
Something that they have to look down and get their mind wrapped on their footing to be able to step up on the board and stuff, and not step over it. and
Yeah.
it's just a mind to muscle memory thing for
Yeah.
them, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Repetition being the best aid. Absolutely. Well, Keashan, what kind of, when it comes to in like his your training methods. I know that some people they train for a little bit more like lengthier periods of time. Some like are microbursts of like just like 5 minutes intensive training and then they're done for the day or done for that hour or whatever the case may be. What have you found is the most successful in your experience with your dogs thus far?
Um, I have I had to put my other headphone in. I have
Mhm.
a set schedule really every single day, actually. I train every day. So while mom is at work and I'm at home with our daughter
Mhm.
for the first 8 hours of the day.
Yeah.
Um, while she when she leaves, she still sleeps. So when it's time to I get up, time to let the dogs go potty, everything like that. That's my first training session. So I do 15 minutes each with each dog that I have. Even the dogs that aren't hitting the ring,
Right.
I still
Even then.
I still train them.
Nice.
So when
That's
it's
good.
time for her to take her nap, um, which is like 12. So my first training session is like 7 a.m. in the morning,
Right.
and my next one is at 12 in the afternoon, 11 in the afternoon. So it's 15 minutes each dog, same thing. Um, when she goes down for her nap, then I go to work. I come home, let them out one more time. By the time I get home, it's like 11, 12 o'clock sometimes. It's still 15 minutes each time.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if it depends on
how
if
many dogs?
it's
How many dogs is that?
so that's four in total. So that's
It's an
if
hour.
about an hour, yeah,
Yeah.
an hour. So
Awesome.
if it's not like real hot outside and there's a good breeze, it's not real outraging hot.
Yeah.
Like, and if she gets up early, we will go outside. At now that she walks, pretty much. Before she was walking, she had her little shoes. I give her her little shoes, and she'll be in her walker.
Yeah.
I'll train for like 10 minutes each or
Yeah.
5 minutes each per dog,
Yeah.
pretty much. So since she's been born, she's watched me train.
Oh yeah. So she'll be definitely probably be part of that moving forward once she gets her bearings right. So that
Hmm.
wow, that's that'll
Hey,
be that'll make her pretty
before
formidable.
before we get too far, I want to go back what Mike said by me being a sanctioned judge. Um, when Mike said he said his dog one time, when he said his feet one time.
Right.
All right, so if you in a ring, right, and I'm in
Yes,
that
sir.
ring, and if I look at more like a free stack type dog,
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? So if you set your dog one time, and then this other person over here have to keep resetting this dog feet, if y'all fighting against each other, you probably not gonna win under me. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize that if you got total control of your dog and your dog just standing there stacking, and then you fighting against your dog, you might have a better body dog. The muscles might show, and he might have the
I
mass,
agree.
but you gonna lose
I agree.
under me. You know. So if you come
Because
into a free stack,
you
and that's what a
obviously
lot
ain't
of
put the work in.
that's right. Because see,
He
if
didn't put
you
the work in.
if if it come to like a tight, I'm gonna say a close range, right?
Mhm.
When they make you go around again, they look at who gonna free stack
Right.
most of the time,
Hmm.
and whoever free stack, that's probably who gonna win.
Right.
Hmm.
That's probably who gonna win.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
So,
your
it's
time to
it's a
shine.
fun.
They send you
so
around again. Take
yeah. So I
advantage of
see
it.
the reason I say that because I see a lot of people they have to keep stacking their dogs, just keep stacking. If the back leg move up, they fighting against each other.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know.
right. And
Oh
that's when
yeah.
So
the
I
Oh
just
yeah.
had to
stress
get
gets
that in there.
involved with the I'm actually glad that you said that as well too, because some people don't realize that the energy that you feed into that lead goes into the dog. And when you start getting stressed like that, your dog is not going to want to perform. your dog is not going to want to stack. And when your judge sends you around again and he was looking at your dog, but you didn't get him, oh, like, damn, that's a nice ass dog.
Yep.
Excuse my French, but damn, that's a nice ass dog. Let me send him around again. Let me see if he gets it right. Let me see if he does what I want him to do.
Mhm.
And he still doesn't do that. That's what the situation to be, just like Bruce will say.
It
Just
makes me,
like Bruce just said.
all this makes me think of. There's so much range in judging and between registries.
Right.
So much range, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I had a dog beat me in, and my dog's clean, man. He's clean as a whistle, right? And the dog was
Okay.
just a bigger dog, and the judge just liked bigger dogs. But
Me
but
too.
the dog, I mean, I don't know if the judge caught it or not, but he sat one time. We're in the ring. He sat. It wasn't his turn, but he sat.
Mhm.
And then when he went to gate, he took off and kind of hopped do with the back feet one time, and then he gated good, but he did hop. And then I was like, and then the dog won, and I was like, now I hear you. The dog's bigger. I got you right, but
Yeah.
performance has got to matter to some degree, man.
It
Yeah.
can. It can.
I
Now,
I agree.
I will
It's
say
got
this
to matter
though.
some. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't cut the best dog in the ring out of the race if he
Yes.
can't show.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't think the best dog in the ring should win to an extent
Hmm.
if they're all showing their dogs. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when
I.
no matter how good your dog is, if you botch, it's got
Mhm.
it's got to be a
I.
botch.
Hey,
I
Period.
Yeah.
literally, I have
and you
been,
know
I've
what?
been told, yeah, by two separate judges with two separate dogs that the only reason, and they literally, this is exactly how they worded it, and that's why I found it so funny. There was two separate judges and two different dogs.
Right.
Uh, they were just like, you have the better dog, but they just didn't want to listen.
Yeah, and
Like
I've
it's
had it
just,
go the
and
other way
Hey,
temperament,
around
look.
temperament
too.
is a part of breed type. And so, of course, you go back to the, outer skirts of the ring and everything, and all your friends are like, oh my God, how, I don't understand. And of course, I get it because I'm, after doing this and speaking with having access to so many people like yourself, Keashan, uh, you develop the knowledge, the understanding, and you speak to like judges like Bruce, and it's just one of those things where you start to understand why they're looking at things in a certain way. And the first thing I said after someone asked me, like, oh my gosh, I don't understand, you had the better dog. And you're like, and they said that, but at the same time, my dog was not complying. and
Hmm.
and they didn't, that's all they said, you had the better dog, they just weren't
Then
complying.
I've had
you
it
know
be
and
on the
i
full
immediately
other
and i
end.
immediately said, I explained it to the people that were asking me. I even went further, and I was like, well, temperament is a part of breed type, and my dog needs to perform. And if it doesn't, while that's definitely a reflection on me being able to control the animal and to be able to get, build that trust and everything,
Right.
it's still, I got it. I wasn't mad. I was disappointed in myself, but at the same time, I wasn't mad. I didn't feel like they'd made a bad judgment. Yeah, okay, you can have a better dog, just like y'all said. But if the dog is not acting right and performing right in the ring, you could very easily lose it, and it's justifiable.
But I've
Like,
I've had it go the full other end of the spectrum where the judge flat out told me, like, your dog outshowed him 100%, but he's got the better dog.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah. Some
so which is
we're
it?
just
So which
different.
is
Well,
it?
Right.
Right? I've
I
had
don't
it go both
understand that.
ways. But the thing is, that's why we have all these judges and all these the judges have that discretion.
Mm-hmm.
They do,
Hey,
but
look,
Do.
it's
I'm gonna
hard
give you.
when
Hey,
you really got your heart in it.
I'm gonna give you another one. All right. When you got somebody, when you tell them to go down and back, right?
You're right.
So when they dogs take off, they start to run, and they run halfway down through. You're not,
Uh-oh.
We lost him. We heard.
but they
Can't
gave
Well,
hear
back.
us.
hold on, Bruce.
Hold on, Bruce.
You're gonna have to go back,
Remix.
Yeah,
Bruce. You're gonna have to go back.
yeah. Okay,
We
y'all
We
missed
hear
lost.
now?
all
Couldn't
that.
hear
We
you,
missed
baby.
all that knowledge.
All right,
No,
y'all
not
got
yet.
me.
No,
There you go.
Now we're
there
coming
you
back.
are.
So yeah, you said
So
when
when they
they're
go
going down.
halfway down, and then
Okay,
and then
so
what?
look, when you know when you sit them down and back, right? So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
he
Uh-oh.
might even watch the dog. Dogs are
The
he's galloping.
universe just doesn't
So
want us
he's
to know this knowledge. Bruce, you keep breaking up, baby. It's literally like the universe just doesn't want you sharing this particular sauce.
I'm telling you, man, your turntables are jumping, baby.
I so bad
Y'all hear me now?
every
Y'all hear me?
time. No.
Y'all hear
I
me?
got it.
I
Y'all
I
got me?
can hear you say
I
you
can
hear me,
hear
but
you.
that's about
I
it.
can hear you.
Hey, so look.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
barely,
All right.
baby. Barely. And it
Oh
cracks me
man.
out.
Hold
Let's
up.
try one more time,
Cause
Bruce.
Let's
this is
try.
important.
Oh,
All
you
right,
in a
y'all
good
got me now?
spot?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Back up
Y'all
about
got
10
me.
feet. You was in a good spot.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, he's
Hold on.
stuck right there, man. 5 feet back. Backtrack. Right there. Ho, ho.
You got me?
Now.
All right.
Yes.
So look, all right. So when I send somebody just straight down and back, right?
Yeah.
And they got their dog when they take off, the dogs be running. So they gonna be halfway down before they even see their dog running, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you come, he might be gauged in, and then you go around and you come all the way back around, you make the loop, and he does everything nice. But I want to ask y'all a question. If another
Okay.
dog come in and does it perfect, everything perfect,
Right.
he didn't gallop at the front, and he comes around, do everything right, both stack the same, even though that dog that galloped from the jump halfway down before his trainer catches that, would you let that dog still win?
I'm gonna let the better dog win every time.
I have to let the better
I
one
can't. I
win.
can't help myself as long as the dog doesn't show any kind of aggression. And like now, if the dog doesn't let me inspect it, then I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Um, if the dog gallops because it's excited, uh, as
Mm-hmm.
long as by the end of the gate and back, and then during the round, I can see its movement. I don't care at the initial mistake, the pace mistake. Same thing with you're in a gate and it takes a skip. Oh, no. But can I see the movement otherwise? Yes, absolutely. If your dog is cleaner, has better movement, better hips, great angulation, that dog's going to win. The better dog is going to win. Like I can't when it comes to now if a dog is like literally unruly, it's sitting, it doesn't want to stack, it literally doesn't want to stand still, won't let anybody inspect it, won't consistently just will not settle.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna be like, really
So
wanted that one.
now
It's
we're
going
getting
to the second best.
now we're getting
See, look,
somewhere.
the
Now
reason
we're getting somewhere, Bruce.
the reason I said that is because if it comes down to the two dogs, right? If it comes down to the two dogs,
Hmm.
and that dog break from here to there, when I tell them to go back and come back, and they go around and they do everything, I'm not gonna pick that dog because this other dog did everything perfect.
Right. So you said it. You said it right then. For me, if I'm judging,
I
right?
agree.
If I'm judging, I'm going to pick the better dog unless it comes down to the final two or three.
Right. That's
They're
Hmm.
what
all
I'm saying.
beautiful dogs. They all got
Yeah,
the breed type. Any
all
one
things
of them
being
could be a winner.
yeah,
Now it comes
all
down to
things
the
being equal.
performance.
Yes, all things
Right.
being equal.
Right.
Yes, the
Right.
one with the better performance will win.
100%.
Yes, absolutely. But
Right.
if there is a better dog, and it happens to be the one that literally was a little unruly,
Right.
not even unruly, they just skipped.
But you can't
I'm still picking
you
that
can't
dog.
let the worst dog in the ring breed type wise win because it shows better than all the other dogs alone.
I agree.
Right.
So it's just so the way it was explained to me by ABKC judge is it matters how your dog acts in the ring. Like Amanda said, if it won't
Yeah,
cooperate, it won't let you check them out, it won't let you put your hands on them or check their bite or all that
yeah,
matters. But 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 really, it only comes down to the handler when it's down to the nut cut and when it's down to dogs that it's a really tight race and it's down to the wire.
yeah.
then it's performance because it's like,
Right.
man, either one of these dogs can win. How do I pick between them? One's
Yeah.
showing good and one's not. I mean, that's it.
Right. Right. So yeah, just like you said, all things being equal, I
And
will give it to the dog that
and
performs
then
better.
and yet it's still, yes, the dog still gotta have breed type. They got to have breed type.
Base
'They got
100%.
to.
minimum. Right. Minimum.
Yeah,
At minimum.
100%. Yeah, he said, look,
New
New South Kennel said a bad
yes,
handler can hurt a great dog,
that's
not
right.
knowing
For
what they are doing. That's a fact.
exactly. That's a
Yep.
big fact.
That's a fact. But I'm gonna tell you what, if you got that dog, it's hard to lose with it.
Yes.
If that dog doesn't lay down and roll over in the ring, and you ain't got to drag him on the leash and all that, you probably can got if you can get him to hold still and stack and let the judge look at him, you can probably have it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
to me though, it's unprofessional to not be able to control your dog. And this
Yeah.
is a professional environment.
That's right.
And so it shows to me who is a student of the craft when I see
Yeah.
somebody that's taking the time to develop a level of control over their dog. I appreciate that
Mhm.
professionalism. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. And New
Um,
South said it great. A bad handler can hurt a great dog. And absolutely, absolutely. Like I'm telling you, just like I said earlier, like when they told me, it was just like I'd have given it to you. You had the better dog, but they just weren't being very compliant. You know, they in that moment, I'm just like that. I feel like that's my failure, obviously, as a handler. So yeah, a handler that doesn't have control of their animal or doesn't have a clean understanding just yet, or just a vibe, or maybe the dog's having an off day. Every dog has an off day. Everybody will tell you that. Even the best. Zero had bad days from time to time. Blue had bad days from time. It just happens.
Hey,
But at the
and you
same
know
time, it's
what?
just like
Before
that's
before
like
you
something.
before you move any farther, I was judging this show down here in Mobile, right, last year,
Yes.
and we was in the best of the best, right? So this guy had a Frenchie, and they, he did everything, and I had my eye on that Frenchie.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna tell you what he done. So when he stacked this dog, when everybody came around for me to make my final pick, he stacked this dog, and he kept messing with the dog with the treat in his hand, and the dog started jumping up trying to get the treat. That was the it's people make dumb mistakes like that cost them everything. You know what I'm saying? And the dog
Yeah.
didn't stop. He didn't stop at all.
go
Period.
ahead. Yeah.
So he lost because he didn't have control of his dog. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you got to have control of your dog. Point blank.
Right.
I will say I do like. I think it was Rolando Mata. We'd spoken to Rolando Mata, and we had discussed something along these lines. Obviously, your dog has to be on point when they're being inspected, and then obviously the moment everybody does their roundabout and then
There she
final stat,
is.
obviously dog's on point, dog's on point. But Rolando actually said straight up, he's like, I don't care. Like if I'm not inspecting your dog and I still got several to go, and one of them is you, I don't care if your dog lays down. I don't care if your dog takes a poop in the ring. I don't care. I'm not focusing on you yet. You're not on stage yet. You're backstage, essentially. Now, some judges are the exact opposite. They're watching you from the moment you walk in.
Yep.
He wants to make sure that when he's focusing, you know what your job is. They know what their job is, and he doesn't want to overstress the dogs, in that sense.
I agree with
Um,
I agree with
and then
that.
others are just like, I don't care. I'll stress you out. Like I want you to be on stage the moment you walk in the ring from start to finish. Why others
Yeah.
are a little bit more, they give you more
Right.
latitude because that's their jam. That's how they feel like they better assess an animal, and a handler is in the moment. So you're gonna have different judges. It's really good to know who does and who doesn't. So I feel like we're kind of a little on the blessed side that we've had the pleasure of having several judges come on here and talk about
Yep.
how they assess dogs and what they're looking for and when they start looking. And like it's so it's one of those things where it for anybody that's tuning in for the first time, or who's tuned in beforehand, if you go to our YouTube, we have those interviews. like
Yeah.
Alex Ferrero, Rolando Mata, John Surtees. Like we have people that they're judges, and it would behoove you. It would behoove you to even Kev Green. You know, it would behoove you to go and take a look at basically what they're looking for. And so that way you can kind of acclimate yourself and be like, okay, some judges do and some judges don't. So you're already
100%.
ready. You know which judges you have to be on stage for right out the bat versus where you can kind of relax a little bit in the ring, just trying to get your dog in the right headspace and everything like that. So it's good to know your judges. It's good
It
to know your
is. It
judges.
is to go back and man, to tell people how to get to the previous videos and stuff they may not know.
I'm actually typing it into the comments.
Uh, New
Yeah.
Foundation. What's up, my guy? He's talking about how if your dog needs 100 treats, is the dog really under control? You know, I'm
That's
I'm gonna tell you
a
something, man. When my
that's a
guy
good word.
Daniel's talking, somebody better listen about when it comes to stacking these dogs. I'm gonna tell you,
Mhm.
I have watched him stack one and leave it and walk out of the building at every
Frenchie
show
did
Hey,
this.
except
She
hey,
stood
he
there. She was like,
he
"Hi."
don't even say anything. All he do is
Drops the leash and
that's it.
walks.
hey,
And
hey,
walk away,
I,
both hands.
it took me a second because I didn't realize whose dog it was at first until I was just like, did someone leave this
do
dog
you
in the
know
ring? She's
him,
just standing there. Can someone go grab her? I think there's a show in play. They're like, that's the show right now. I was
Keashan? Do
like,
you
oh,
know him?
Who?
Do you know
Daniel.
Daniel from New Foundation?
Yeah, I know Daniel.
Yeah, man.
that was I think at the last Cinco show. It was either the last Cinco show or it was Battle of the Bulls, or Battle of Troy rather. Sorry, but yeah, Daniel had that. I want to say she's either brown or lilac piebald, Frenchie,
Hmm.
and he just
I think
just
she's
I watched
stood
that
her in the
dog.
middle of
brown.
the
I
ring
watched
during
that
the
dog win a lot
just walked on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with that what's
yeah,
it called, the no hand challenge.
uh,
yeah.
Uh-huh,
No hand.
yeah,
Yeah, I
just
watched
Yeah,
walked
that
on.
dog win at least 6 times already.
yeah.
yeah.
That
Yeah, he's cold blooded with that, man. I'll tell you, the only time I give my dog a treat is when he's done in the ring or she's done in the ring.
yeah,
I don't do it per. I don't reward every action. I reward the entire performance.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it. I'll let him smell it maybe and take a look at it, and I'll keep it ready to give it to him. But until he's done what I expect him to do, and the judge has made his decision, that's when I reward him and good boy or good girl or whatever, and do all that. I don't feed him in the ring like that.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what, Mike? Just like Maverick, he's 3 years old, and I started showing him. I'm start at 3, so he don't have no idea of treats and stuff like that. So I tried different stuff. Like he liked chicken, so he's an older dog, so he don't look up. When the judge had you come back down and they be having the clickers to make the dog look up, he will not look up. So I had to get some chicken to make him look up. But he want that chicken so bad, he'll start jumping
Mm,
up for it.
yeah,
So you have to give it.
Hmm.
You have to give it. So in other words, I can't bait him and keep him calm
Interesting.
without him trying to jump and get the bait. But he will
yeah.
not look up. Now, if I hold my hand up, he'll think that's chicken in my hand. But if he don't see nothing, he won't lunge. But if you got chicken in your hand, oh, he's gonna
That's how
lunge. And I
pressure
hate
is
that.
with a toy. If I try to use a toy in the ring, oh, he ain't gonna let me control him with the toy. The control is the toy is makes him out of control.
Yeah. Hey, John, do you have any dogs that kind of have a not a bait issue, but like they're so bait driven that that's become a problem? Have you ever had to tackle that? And what
Um,
have you had to do, or what would you do to combat that?
There she is.
um,
Yeah, she beautiful.
her. But I would say my pocket female, Blanca. I did this trick um when our daughter was born, and I was out of work, and it was the peanut butter on the wall, and it kind of went viral. But ever since then, it taught her how to stack. It did teach her how to stack. She really, I would say she would stack better than Wheezy, but I can't say she stacks better than Wheezy. I would be disrespecting him. But
Hey,
she
the
is
truth
very
is true,
treat
bro.
driven. It's the truth. It's the truth. But we did have to break her. We did have to break her out of that. Just less treats, really. Like he said, not just by the by the action, but by the whole performance. That's after the training. If she did good gating, good stacking, all of it around. We treat the backyard like it's a ring itself. We go do the up and down, we go around, all of it above. But she has the best free stack, I would say that, than Weezy when it comes to stack. My girlfriend doesn't think so, but
My
I
dog is
mean, we have.
pitiful. Dog is pitiful.
This one
Yeah,
right here
man.
is out of it right now, man. We got one in heat, and he is
Oh,
just
wreck.
he's a wreck, man. He's not sleeping
Yeah.
God,
good.
they make such fools of themselves. It's like the worst. Like they don't eat. They cry constantly.
Oh, God.
They can't settle, or their body just they just can't. They just can't. They can't exist. It's so funny.
Oh, the
It's not
poor
funny,
thing.
especially when they stop eating.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But it's slightly
Like
entertaining. You're just like, really, dude? Is that
he's went
deep?
he's went from one place to another in here trying to get comfortable and lay down and go like at least 50 times in the last 30
Mm.
minutes. I mean, he's just bless his heart, bless his little heart.
And girls
Yeah,
drive me
man.
crazy.
We just going through hell right now for the same thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a
You
Yeah,
lot,
he's
ain't it,
going
man?
through it
see?
right now, man. Yeah, our girl is. So he's losing his mind. Uh,
Bless him.
He's actually pretty good as far as behavior. He's a little stubborn about coming in because he wants to smell and pee on everything in the
Everything.
yard.
mhm.
So, like, if I take him out without a lead or without a collar or anything and just let him go, he's real reluctant to come back. That's what I was doing
Mhm.
at the beginning of the show. But as far as behavior, he's pretty good. He just wants to lick everything and do his
Yeah.
little,
Yeah, they do.
yeah, he's got
So
his
stupid.
his little lip just to jump it, man. It
Yeah.
just
Healy, yeah.
it drives me
Adonis doesn't do
crazy
it.
with it,
My
man.
XL doesn't do it as much. But Helios, he's really dramatic with his mouth movement when he's enticed, and it's like you look stupid.
Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah. You're doing too much,
You're
son. That's
doing
what I
all
tell
the
him.
things. You're just doing too much. You're just a little dramatic.
So what do you got?
Man.
What do you got coming up, brother? What do you like? What's in the forefront? What are you focusing on right now?
Right now, we're on his third title.
Woo.
We're like two majors away in ICBR.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. It's the registry.
With Wheezy, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna focus on ABKC, and that's gonna be his fourth title.
I'm excited.
But
That's gonna be good.
my main focus right now is one, producing and training her. So it's just been fun. It's been a fun little journey. We'll be back in the ring for Shanika White's show, balling
Ooh,
with the bullies.
nice.
We'll be
Yeah,
there in
that's
Birmingham.
awesome. Out of curiosity,
Hey, man, look.
you said that ABKC would be your next title. They do have that Labor Day show coming up at was that August, September, Errol Bowden show?
That'll be the show.
Ooh. I
Hey,
love
and you
Yeah, I
know
love that
what?
venue. I love that show.
You know what,
I can't hear you,
man?
Bruce.
By me, you hear me now?
Yeah,
Y'all
I
hear me?
hear you.
All right. By me watching you at the show in Troy, man, you is so humble after your wins. You know, and I like that. You is a team player. But
Yes, sir.
at the end of the day, when you lost against Tonio, you still didn't get mad. You
You
still didn't
Yeah,
never.
get mad.
Yeah.
You stay. I like that, man. I like that.
man.
You know what I
And
really like about that dynamic though is like you were so gracious, you were so humble, you congratulated him, you sat there and I mean even the next day or so after, you were just talking about, man, that was a hard fought win. Congratulations, man. Y'all did it. And then after that you're like, now I'm coming for you. And I love that. Like you went ahead and you let him enjoy, to bask in that victory, all while you're like, now I'm coming for you. Now it's on. Like, don't get too comfortable with,
yeah,
with that victory, because it may have been the last time I let you beat me. You know what I mean? So I love that because but it was never malicious. It's always very friendly, and it's always like and people like Tonio, they would see that and they would know that it's a motivation for you. You're not mad. You're not vindictive.
mhm,
This isn't vengeance. Like literally, he knows that he motivated you, and he likes that. He enjoys bringing that out in people that he shows against
mhm.
and with. Just knowing him personally. So that's one of those things. He's like, he wants the smoke. So he's glad that you're coming for it. Like, cause that motivates him as well. I think it's mutually beneficial to have those
And
peaceful, playful rivalries, where you have immense amounts of respect for each other, but you definitely want to win against each other. You know what I mean? Like I've really enjoyed watching that, like shortly after the show. That was pretty fun.
see, and I'll touch on that too because a lot of people have been reaching out about me and CMK. Me and Antonio battled in at Hildrey show
Yeah.
actually in Mississippi,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he that was Beast Boy's first show after his incident.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um, Wheezy and we've always talked about those boys getting in the ring with each
Mhm.
other, and of course, shout out to Miss Mary and I congratulate them. They're on top four in BRC right now.
Dang.
Um, After show three, I won best of winners, and me and Antonio, we had to go against each other for best of breed,
Yeah.
along with
Right.
Chris Simmons as well too.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so it was really tough. That was a real tough
Hmm.
one. Beast Boy ended up getting it. But that was again. I already had it in my head. I watched Tonio train. We watch each other train every single day. We and him talk every single day, like every single day, like
I
every
love
single
that.
day. Like if he's on speaker, she's looking for him. Like that's her uncle.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Like she she
I did
yeah
not
yeah
know
yeah. We
that.
talk
That's
about your uncle Tino. so
I love that.
so that whole month stretch, I knew we had to battle it out with Tonio
Hmm.
and at Troy. But I'm open to speak about anything. I got a message from Nathan. I thought I was short points. I shortened myself in my head with my points with Wheezy, and I needed like three majors or
Hmm.
something like that. And I was like, all right, no problem. So when I showed up to Troy with Wheezy, I was determined to grab those majors, and I
Right. You
did.
got that.
And we ended up in the champion class. And once I grabbed that major and I walked past Tonio, I said, I'll see you in show three. So it's just like I prepared myself for that moment a week before to find out like I might not get that moment with Tonio. But I said I'm gonna make sure I do. So Tonio, when I got that news, Tonio was the first person I called.
Well, he's definitely a dude that's got my respect. He's a good person to be bouncing back and forth with, learning
Yes.
about this
Oh yeah.
thing. He's
Yes.
a great person to compete with too. He's on
Hmm.
he's on his shit 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
yes, and
100.
you can tell when he loves hard, and he
Yeah.
supports hard, and he really loves to see you do well in the ring. And wow, I didn't know that you guys, like, that it was, you could tell that there was again an immense respect between you two, and I really
Yes.
enjoyed that. I didn't know that it ran that deep though. That's really cool. I really, really
Yes,
love that.
and it's probably not even just with Tonio. It was like that with Nate as
Hmm.
well. Um, we battled out in Montgomery. Me and Nate did,
Hmm.
and we
Used to
battled
say,
in Pensacola with
yeah.
Weezy against Kano for show one, and
Oh,
of course Kano won. So, but
man. Oh,
it was pretty
that's
tough,
tough.
and it was,
Yeah.
but I was just the show with Tonio, and I made the statement like public, loud and clear, like we're gonna see you again in the ring, and of
Hmm.
course we did. The better man won,
Yeah.
but we won together. There was a moment we shared with each other
Yeah.
because he worked so hard to get Beast Boy um tuned up for that show. Beast Boy really
Hmm.
has been went through a lot with that, and it was a traumatic situation.
Yes.
And when the whole Bully Versus found out about the situation, we were all like, we were all there for Miss Mary and Tonio and Hildred.
Hmm.
It was really a very, very tough situation.
Oh,
But we watched that dog come back and come back better. We watched him transform that dog to
yeah.
what he is. Like we watched him. I remember the day that he started training Beast Boy. I remember the day he started training Mr.
Hmm.
Big. It is just that guy. He'll give
Oh,
his shirt off his body to
mhm.
somebody, but when he trains, he really does train. Like he ain't nothing to mess around with. But we both train. We train with each other.
Yeah.
When it's time for her to go down, I'm on the phone. We're training.
I love that.
We going at it.
I
But
love
that
that.
time we weren't on video call for that one. I had to be a drill sergeant for Wheezy. I had to really get him prepared
Yeah.
for Beast Boy and Antonio. But we fought hard with him, and I can't wait to fight with him again for real. And the rest of the Bully versus
And
guys.
that's the mindset. I love that because, so again, it was just, like you definitely gave him his opportunity to really, really bask in that victory, especially after all
Yeah.
the, work he had to put in getting Beast Boy back in his glory,
Hmm.
you know, um, but, like you definitely let him know that like you're like no I mean I still want to get back in that ring with you and we'll be ready and
Hmm.
we're putting in that work. I know you are, and it's that camaraderie is phenomenal, and I feel like it's something that you don't always see in our community. And I definitely wanted to point it out that one thing that I noticed upon meeting you is that you are just contagiously positive. You are always looking. You're always looking at things like it's an opportunity for the next. You know,
Yeah.
you don't linger. You don't sit there and just stew. Everything is a means to the next journey, not end. And you're about progress, not perfection. And
Right.
I think that your general approach is something that I wish a lot more people had. Because again, you're just positive, and you like seeing other people win. Obviously, you definitely like winning, but you celebrate other people's victories, and that's beautiful.
Hmm.
Yep.
That's I was just raised to give respect to anyone who deserves it, because some people beat themselves up for not winning a lot,
Yeah.
and they can't take it. And some people, and that's what I learned. I said one day, I said, man, I wish I could meet a group of people where I can just hit shows with, and
Yeah.
it's not like I'm no clicking up shit, just to have fun, I just this it's just fun. I'm at work 24/7, like, and I love being a dad, but I'm a dad 24/24,
Mhm.
and and that's what's important. So before I like entertain like anything irrelevant and unnecessary, I think about her first, you
Yep.
know, and I just ignore it, you know. And when it comes to it, I'll see you in the ring. Not just for anybody. It's like Oprah. You get a basket, you get a basket, you get a basket. You know what I mean? So that's what I train for, man. Like on my, but on my spare time, I'm training. But in my main time, man, I'm working. We just opened a whole nother, we just took over a whole nother property, and that's going to probably interfere with my showing career
Oh
right now.
no.
You know, so
Where are you located?
we're um several places. So we're located on Bayou Boulevard, the Home to and True, across from the Sacred Heart. And now we're located at Hampton on Airport, right across from our airport. We just
And
took
where? What
over that
city?
property, Pensacola, Florida.
Okay. Just what? Because I was sitting there thinking, like, I think that's Pensacola, but I don't want
Hmm.
to. I don't want to make a guess.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I was trying to remember if you were in the Panhandle or not. But but no, you something that's I don't know. A lot of people know this, but I also come from hospitality, so it was one of those things. Like when I met Keashan, it was it don't it sticks out. Like he's got this very hospitable air about him. He's a conversationalist, and so it's one of those things where you're just like, you work in hotels. Like I know it. I know you work in hotels. You know, because
Mm.
um, it's it, you are very hospitable and again a conversationalist. So it was just one of those things that immediately I was like, we're gonna be just fine. We
It's
have that in
and
common.
my mom was a single mom up until she met my stepmom. Like they met in hospitality. I was probably like 12, 13 years old when they met each other. Well, 13, 14 years old when they met
Mhm.
each other. But my mom, that's how long I've been involved in, oh Lord, business. I'm now 28 going to on 29. So I've pretty much had to grow up around it.
Mhm.
Really, my mom is a real like business woman. Um, and her main objective was always to make me uh prepared to for stuff like this, like the world and just being positive. You know, some things just aren't worth entertaining.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, that's just what I was
de-escalation.
always taught. It's just
Absolutely.
not always taught. So I've always been motivated by her. My mom has always taught me just to stay positive and to keep moving forward. Like the sky is the limit. But she always told me to never settle. You know, even when I get the stars, you know, I even grab them, even past that. So my goal is just to keep on going. That's why my kennel is Marathon Kennel Club. I also love Nipsey Hustle too, but that was part of the reason too. You know, but my mom is was one of my biggest fans. Now she's my biggest fan. But it's like, you know, we just set goals and after the next and during. So sometimes just like Bruce, I've shown under Bruce before and I know what he expects and I can't wait to show under him again because that is one of the goals and that is something I had to correct when showing the dog. And me and him both know like what that is, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So when that time does come, I am ready to show under you again,
Oh yeah.
you know. But that's mainly where I've always gotten my mannerism from. I did have to grow up a little older. I mean, a little younger
Yeah.
at a young age. I did have to grow up a little fast. Of course, I didn't really have no choice to out of all the stuff my mom been through. And
Yeah. Yeah. You stepped up.
I'm the oldest out of my
Oh
siblings.
yeah, you had to
It's
step up.
three
Yeah.
out of it's three of us on my mom's side, and it's four of us on my dad's side. You know, so but I've always been my mom's helping hand. Like I've always been the right hand, like I still am. You know, besides you know my stepmom, of course. Like
Mhm.
we've all grown with each other. So we've all came from the bottom. But when I started showing, and when I did speak about showing, she was right there. She knew I wasn't playing any type of games. So, and I have a very, very, like, very huge family. Um, and it's a lot of us that are about to start showing too. I have my little brother. He shows. I have my dad. He shows. I have a sister. She shows. Like it's a lot of us that shows. So it's like WWE. You know like the Samoans are taking over the WWE. That's what it
Oh,
is.
relate
That's really
Ric
what it
Flair. How
is.
weird. Um,
Like
what, so your family's getting into the show ring soon. Is there a specific breed?
American Bullies, Frenchies, and you name it. My mom is a Pomeranian breeder along with my Uncle Cheney. They both have yes, mom. They had over probably 2 litters
Mm-hmm.
already. They're AKC. I trained one of the pups so far, but I've never shown an AKC. So I've still been learning the ropes of that, but I will be pulling out a Pomeranian or two for that.
Ooh, man,
Um,
Pomeranians. That's a whole new
that's
that's
a
a whole new
whole
thing.
different environment.
Mm-hmm. Hey Bruce, if you're I know you're trying to add yourself back. It just gave me the same error again. So try to hop out and hop back in real quick. Just a split second. I don't know why it does that every time. Just the first time. It's just stupid, but it does it. But yeah, I know it's one of those things where obviously just like you'd mentioned the difference between um, showing the smaller classes versus an XL and having to change your pace with other breeds entirely, it is you have to change the way you stack them too. I mean, because certain breeds need to be positioned in a certain way to optimize the look. So it's just like
Right.
you show hounds differently, than you would a Great Dane or that you would a Pomeranian or anything like that. So yeah, that's cool. That's really cool that you're branching out into that. That's gonna be some growth. I'm excited for you.
And and I've been mastering it. I've been training them for a little while so I can learn the standards and how, of course, to stack them. The same thing like with a Frenchie. So with a Frenchie, I naturally just stacked one. That was my first ABKC show. I handled and she sprained her leg or something. It was a
Ooh,
lady. She sprained her leg, and she said she needed a handler, and I didn't charge her anything. I did help her. That's the picture
aw,
with me, with the Frenchie. That's how I began to start branching off to other breeds. Really, because Kano was originally the only dog I was supposed to handle that day, but I didn't mind like helping her out. That's when I learned about handling
You like
and
you
more, and
like
I
doing
dug
different
deeper.
breeds?
Yeah, I like branching off to new different like new things in general. Like I love accepting new challenges. Like I love trying out new food. I love going different places. Like I'm not shy when it comes to those things, really. It just really gives me something to
That's what's
do,
up.
something to learn about, man, something to research about.
that's awesome. Yeah, it's the you're very versatile, and that's going to be a great benefit to you. And obviously, if your daughter's going to get into it, that's going to be extremely beneficial for her as well, because then she's going to have an advantage right off the bat because she's going to already know what alterations she's going to have to make to the way she handles, when it's different dogs, and I think that's amazing.
And with her, she has a very high IQ. Like that's how I know, like when she does start and when I do like officially like get her out there when she doesn't need me in the ring anymore, I feel like she's going to be somebody tough to beat
Good.
because out
Oh, that's
of everyone in my city, she's the only junior handler that's going to be out so far. But I don't have any junior handlers in Pensacola for real. It's only a few of us that really show out here in Pensacola, to be honest.
huh. I would not have thought
Like,
that. I thought there was more of you.
mm-mm.
Hmm.
Training wise, um, when I got when I began to get deeper into showing, I started doing I think it's his name, Angel. he goes around training the dogs in this city. I was doing that out here too.
Yeah,
So that's how I did most of my networking doing that, and I met a lot of people out here. Um, but I see a lot of people coming out and they're starting to show. We're going to put Pensacola on the map soon. You know, if it
That's what's up.
already hasn't been. Hint,
that's
hint, hint.
awesome. I
But
think they were talking about, and I'm not quite sure if it's something that's kind of set in stone just yet, but they were talking about the obviously do it like making it a traditional thing. I think they'd had a kind of a pop-up in Pensacola for ABKC
yeah,
this past year. So I think that there's a possibility that may or may not be a repeat. I'm not quite sure. I hadn't reached out to Regina about it, but no. Bruce is like, my Wi-Fi is starting to suck. It's that Walmart
oh,
Wi-Fi.
Bruce.
It's that Walmart Wi-Fi. But yeah, so I mean, as far as like the shows that occur within your area, do you feel like your area is one that's somewhat unserviced or underserviced?
I felt like it was at some point. I felt like everywhere I went, when I said, "Well, I live in Pensacola," and people be like, "Where is that?" Are there any dogs in Pensacola? And it's a few,
Yeah.
some, but I feel like now we're at the point to where I feel like Pensacola is about to start popping out. Like, it's a I've noticed a lot of us that are trying to get into shows
Mhm.
and participate, championing dogs out, bringing it all back and everything. So it's and I can't wait for that. But you know, I've been setting the tone out as long as since the longest possible since I started. You know, and I feel like I have brought that back to my city when it comes to championing dogs out and showing and you know, just participating. I
Yeah.
have brought that back,
Yeah.
you
You
know.
definitely make Pensacola proud. That's for sure. I mean, that again, you evolve and the way that you show, while there's obviously some consistencies, you do come back better and better every time. And yeah, it's been really cool watching you. So I'm really really excited about your ABKC run. I'm real stoked
Me
about that.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show back in ABKC. Like honestly, it's been. I don't think I've shown since New Orleans. Actually,
Hmm.
it's been a while, and it's not by because I'm nobody's running from it. Like I've champed dogs in ABKC
Yeah.
too, but I feel like these closer shows, it's easier to get to with having a 1 year old, you know, and but it's her time soon after me. My time is still here, but her time is coming up too. Like our run, I'm excited for the ABKC, but I'm more excited for me and her run because when we get everything situated and we get everything like how we want it to be organized and we come in with a game plan, we're going to take over. I feel like we are going to take over. We are going to be a good duo with each other because we feed off of each other.
I'm here
You know, it's like
for that.
and he understands you have a daughter. Like it's no bigger relationship than a dad and his daughter. You know, and there's no bigger of a relationship than a son and a mom. You know, it's that the exact same thing. You know, daddy's girls, it's different.
It
Like
is
her,
different, man.
she's a trip.
I'm excited. Yeah, she's. I mean, if she's even like she's anything like you at all, which I mean, she's obviously she is. Man, again, formidable. She's going to be formidable, and I'm excited to watch her just own. It's really no other way to say it. I'm just, I love watching the kids in a general sense because, like, you're sitting there in your mind, you're like, this is the future of the breed. This is like,
What kind of dog you gonna try to start her with? You think?
She's already been training with Wheezy, and he's an American bully. Of course, that's her dog. When we got Wheezy, She was pregnant with our daughter. So they are like two peas
The group
in a
one.
pod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They're two
man,
peas
this
in a
dog
pod.
is literally
That's amazing.
drooling on my leg.
Hey, listen,
Want,
you let him lay there. I'm just saying.
wanting this
Like, I don't know
female.
how sorry I feel for you, man.
He's wanting this female
It's two
so bad.
pod.
That he's just sitting there slobbering in my leg.
Boy, dogs are
God
so
dang.
pitiful. They're so pitiful during this time. Yeah. Man, bless you. Bless you. Uh, I know that, Kayla had asked a question a second ago, and I know that we were just kind of in the zone. Um, and I know that you touched on it earlier, but I don't know if she was she joined us yet. But she'd said how long did it take before you kind of met your group, your core group, which I think is Fully Versus, right?
So that's a good question. So I met, of course, you guys know I met Nate first. I met Nate through Lowe's Bullies in Jackson, Mississippi. Nate was the creator of my MKC with the dog split face logo. Um, the next person I probably met after Nate was Tonio, was CMK, and that was just off of Hildry's Live. I known of CMK, but I've never really didn't meet CMK. But CMK and my mentor have a history with each other in the ring. So he used to tell me about. He's like, man, this guy right here is cold. This guy is cold. I'm telling you. Like, whenever if you run into him again, just ask him any kind of questions or anything like that, because he doesn't show in the other registries, just ABKC.
Oh,
And he
wow.
always like, man, did you see this guy? But I know you did your thing, but did you see this guy at the show? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So that was when the controversy with Mr. Big came into play. And that's when I met CMK. And just as days progressed, just one day, I would say he put something on his story. He was like the banner of Nate or something. I don't know what it was. I said, man, I want to get into that chat, man. Y'all are fun. So,
They're ridiculous.
and I didn't realize that it was a group when I came, but I had a conversation with Nate, and then it was just about like, hey man, I seen you make the post. This is the group right here. I'm telling you, we're gonna go all the way to the top. We're family. And so, but other than that, I would say it probably took probably like 7 to 8 months before I actually met the whole Bully versus. But after I met Tonio, that was Troy in April. I've been in Bully versus since August.
Mhm.
August, September, August, September. Me and Antonio hit our first show with each other, Mobile, Mobile. Yeah,
Man,
Mobile.
I had no idea about that deep of history. It makes sense though now that after like seeing the way the guys interact, it's like okay,
Yeah,
now it makes sense that
they've
there's that love there.
they've practically watched my daughter grow up, pretty
Yeah.
much. So that's how long she was. Probably 4 or 5 months when I got into Bully versus. So it might be around there, around that time period. But we've clicked hard ever since
I see
then.
that. Oh, absolutely. Again, like you guys, it's that's it makes sense now that y'all like had that preamble to that because yeah, it was again. I love that there's that dynamic, and I love that you guys really want to see each other win, all while still being competitive, all while still being supportive. Like that's you can't beat that.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, it sure
But
is.
if anybody don't know, Bullet Versus we've champed in total 20 dogs out already. We're at number 20. Nate said 10 on Hildry's Live. in the beginning of the year that Bully versus the champ 10 or more out. We're already at 20. 20 titles this
Tony
year.
wants to make sure y'all 20
20
titles this
titles.
season.
20 titles this year in total. We've all champed something out, especially Tonio. Tonio's
He was
championing
in
his
that work. I thought he
5.
was going to come to Cinco with 11 dogs. I was like, what?
Man,
I mean, it's crazy. I love it. But wow.
Antonio, you've been doing your thing, baby.
yeah,
This whole
man.
family
Tonio,
has. I mean, yeah, again, now knowing that there's a connection like that, I love it even more. That's amazing, guys. It's,
Y'all been getting down, man.
multiple
you guys have really been,
registries.
Y'all
and
be getting down.
I love that.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Well, anything else you want to touch on, man? Anything you feel like you want to share?
Anything
Anything
before my
else?
last question, of course, naturally,
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
because
All right.
I always have one question I like to ask at the end. So I just, does anybody, Bruce? I know that you'd fallen off of the flat Earth with your Wi-Fi. It's there. You jumped Maverick out from, you know,
Mm-hmm.
ah, that's so
Mm-hmm.
sad.
He did.
I
He
forgot
did
about
champ him out.
that. Tonio, not, and I'm sure that any question that you ever had for this awesome guy, you've been able to ask him. But if you have any questions to ask him for everybody else's sake, I'd be excited to hear it. I know I know I've picked your brain with all the little nuances that I'm really excited to learn about you. So I will give the stage to anybody else who has any questions to get to know Keashan a little bit better. Um, did you uh, uh she's just so cute. Um, Michael, anything?
Man, I
I mean, I've
I
been
really don't.
absorbing all of this. Oh, there's Tonio. Tonio with the assist. Did you train Mr. Clean? He says. I don't know if this is a trick question or not.
No,
He's-
I ain't trying, Mr. Clean. Trying to go
Setting you up,
crazy.
Tonio. Well, I guess with that, I know that the storm is about ready to roll in. I have my
This,
background music or my background sounds kind of
uh-oh.
turned on so you can't hear the thunder, but I will probably need to hop off here soon to make sure that I've got the
Big Thad, what's up, big guy?
dogs situated. Hey, that is. But
Oh, man.
hey, yeah,
That's
thanks,
another
Tony,
hitter
for
I
that
got into
setup.
the
That was
ring.
awesome. I'll remind you of that later. What I always like to kind of end the show with is to ask you, for anybody that's getting into this, because people are getting into this every single day. They're wanting to, not just get into, the breeding of dogs, but they also want to get into the exhibition of dogs. What would be your personal advice based on your experiences to them?
Man, number one, don't get frustrated. Don't rush the process. Like you really gotta let everything come together. Um, number two, really, this goes back to number one. Patience is always key, man. Just don't rush. Don't force it. Don't rush. Number two, man, you always when you start building your wave, you want to always protect it. You always want to protect it, and that's and what will mess your wave up is setting yourself up with the wrong people, taking advice from the wrong people. Everybody is not always in your best favor. Some people will give you the advice to destroy everything that you've created. And you have to know when to separate yourself from people. That's the only time you're going to ever elevate, And when it comes, and last but not least, you celebrate every moment, high and low, because it's a marathon. It's going to continue. It's never going to end. All marathons don't end, you know. But you guys just stay dedicated, man. That's the best thing. And you'll always win every single time. Even when you feel like you've lost, you're going to always win.
That's what's up.
That's damn. Yeah. No, that's wonderful. And again, your positivity and you know the outlook that you have is like it's progress, and I really have enjoyed watching you evolve, and I'm really excited to watch your guys' next chapter, especially with your daughter as well, and becoming a dynamic duo in that sense. So thank you again for sitting down with us and being willing to kind of open up
Oh,
and talk dogs.
this is also my mom that just commented too.
Hey, Mom. He loves him. He's awesome. You did an amazing job.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, just
Hey, mama.
he's an amazing human being. So, yeah, you have every reason to be proud. And I know that he's blessed a lot of people, anyone he meets, as well as anybody who's about to meet him. So, hopefully, there will be plenty out there for you to continue to meet at every single show, especially on your future runs. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You got a bright future ahead of you, man. Y'all already doing big things. Look forward to seeing what y'all do in the rest of the year, and good luck on all your goals and the things you got ahead of you, man. You're doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Likewise, brother.
Yep. 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 We'll see you in the field.
Oh yeah,
Most
Yep.
def. Thank y'all for having me on here.
Yep. Yeah,
the
100%.
pleasure is ours.
Yep. Yep. My pleasure. All right. Good night. Good
Good
night,
night,
y'all.
y'all.
All right, everybody. And again, just I will have this up on the YouTube by end of night. And then if you wanted to go back and look at any of our previous interviews as well, all of them are up there. So definitely go to that. I posted the link in the comments earlier on in the show. I will do the same either early tomorrow morning or later this evening after everything's posted onto the YouTube. But thank you guys again for tuning in. I hope you really, really enjoyed getting to know Keashan Holmes a little bit better. I know we did. So either way, you guys have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next week. Oh, thank you. I, I love this living room. It's great with natural light. Right now it's a little dark and it's about to storm. So oh, it might be beautiful then too. I don't know of your preference. I love storms, but you guys have a blessed night.